Hi, you guys. It's Julian Hemmings here. Uh, the guy that got into some pretty good schools and trying to give encouragement to other students who are historically told that they are not meant to be within this space. Um, I just want everyone to know that you are totally meant to enter the legal world. You are totally designed for this space. There is nothing that should be blocking you as long as you're watching my videos and getting the advice that you need from entering the legal arena. We definitely need you. Um, and I just want to encourage everyone to understand that my journey wasn't easy, but it was definitely something that I just feel like is super worth it. And if the question of whether or not I am excited to enter the legal profession, I'm very excited. However, I am aware that this is a very tiring, difficult, rough journey, and I'm glad that you guys are all here with me, and as we are navigating um, the legal world together. As you can see, I've changed the background because I want to talk about just certain things that are going to be kind of crucial to the mission of people getting into law school. Um, I think the first thing that, oh, champ, give it a break. So I think, champ. One second, guys. Come here, come here, come here. All right. All right. So one of the things that I think is pretty hyper crucial to getting into legal profession is developing a very strong network. Um, if you have a very strong network within this space, then I think you'll know some of the pitfalls to avoid and some of the major areas to. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. Uh, sorry. Okay. Oh my God. All right. All right. Enough. 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 Yeah. I'm so sorry. I have a wild. Okay. You too. Okay. 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 All right. I have two dogs. Okay. No. What? What do you want to do? Do you want to stay up here? Or do you want to leave? No, you don't bite your brother. Okay, buddy, you gotta go. All right, you gotta go. Yeah, listen. I'm gonna put you down. Okay. No. Look at me. You're gonna go down. You're gonna sit down. You're gonna go somewhere and you're gonna just take a breather. All right. Look, you're gonna take a breather. Champion can stay, but you gotta go. Ooh, goddamn. This is champion. He is calmer. You are gonna. You want to go down too? All right. Love you too, buddy. All right, guys. I am so sorry about that. I think the biggest tip is developing a very strong network. You need to be able to know your people, get along with your people, and and sorry, I gotta cross that one. All right, so you have to develop a strong network. A strong network is going to give you the ability, the opportunity to understand what are the pitfalls and what are some of the big points of the law so that you can kind of go in and have as little pushback, I think, from how difficult the law can be, right? So, for instance, right, I want you all to think about me as a part of your network, right? My YouTube channel. I'm telling you, right, to apply for SEO law, SEO Catalyst, right? These are certain tools that are going to allow you to benefit from the LSAT, and also give you the SEO law portion will give you law school prep, right? Teaches you how to design a brief and all that jazz, and gives you some time at a big law firm to see if you actually would enjoy big law work. The second thing, right, is to getting into Sidley Austin pre-law scholars, which will pay for your law school applications and pay for your LSAT and pay for your LSAT course of your choosing from. I think there's like five choices and you can choose from there. So these things I'm doing right now is to help you understand the importance of having a network, right? Because when you have a network, you are going to it's more probable that you will succeed on top of working hard, right? You need to read a lot. I think, I mean, I'm not in law school right now, but I think the biggest thing for everyone to do is to strive to understand as much as possible before entering to law school. I look at law school almost like I look at a battle or war. Um, you need to have a strategy before entering into the field, because if you kind of walk into the field without a strategy, without a plan, it's very likely that you can be destroyed. So develop a game plan, get a network, and the third thing is having a lot of discipline, which I think if you've taken the LSAT, you've applied to law school, you already pretty much have. Unless you kind of just winged it. But if you have not, if you've really put in that work, I really think that law school is a very strong place for you to be. So I really want everyone to keep the faith, keep strong on that, and to move forward. I actually also want to talk about what is big law. As someone that has really been around law for a long time, despite being a first generation American and first gen college student, I grew up in New York City. And so when you grow up in New York City, it's known as the legal capital of the world, right? Especially for corporate law. Uh, I went to a school called Bronx School of Law and Finance, and this school, it connected us to attorneys all across the city. And I was able to enter into certain big law spaces and see what these institutions of legal power um, were developing, what's the lifestyle like, and on top of that, what are some of these legal centers, what they require for you to enter. And look, guys, it seems like there's a lot of work. I mean, just say it as simply as possible, right? I mean, these people are putting in um, 2,000 hours a year. I mean, it's really, I think it's like at a minimum, um, and you're paid very well. But if you live in a city like New York, six figures is not a lot of money, surprisingly, right? You want to be able to take care of your family, make sure your kids are going to good schools. New York is hyper expensive. So, but within this city, I've learned from a lot of my mentors who are big law attorneys, that the school that you go to is really important. Now, that does not simply mean that if you don't go to a T-14, you have no chance at big law. Fordham Law School, which is a top 30 law school, I believe. Let me check real quick. Let me actually check. Yeah, it's number 35. Um, so with Fordham Law being ranked at 35, you would think, oh, might be that it's a lot less big law people, or a lot of less students entering into big law, which is like AmLaw 100 law firms. But that's not necessarily true because these firms are in their backyard. So they're actually overperforming their numbers, overperforming, outperforming their numbers. And a lot of the lawyers that you're seeing in Big Law have attended Fordham Law School. So a lot of it's regional as well. University of Georgia, right? Firms like Jones Day, Kilpatrick and Townsend, which is based in New York, but also has a firm in Georgia, in Atlanta. UGA is producing a ton of Big Law attorneys, but of course you have to be towards the top quarter of the class. Um, so there is, I think that ranking does matter more within schools that are outside of the T-14. But if you're looking to pay less, you know you're going to work really hard, and you know you want to get into Big Law, um, and you're I mean you got to be really confident in your ability to succeed. I think that ranking does not matter as much. Um, but who am I, right? But I do know that one of the lawyers that I talked to from Silly in Austin was a Fordham Law student, and he has a phenomenal career. You have one gentleman that I knew from Brooklyn Law School who has an excellent career and is a partner at a major white shoe law firm. And my mentor, one of my other mentors, I think he went to a school like a tier three school, and he had a very successful career as an associate at a big law firm. One of my other mentors went to Columbia Law School. That's top 14 law school, and he's doing extremely well. He's a lot older, but his career is long winding, and he's done extremely well. So, I think ranking doesn't matter as much as people try to put it out to be because you can still have a successful career, but ranking does matter a lot in terms of kind of having a good start and having a cushion. And that's been the primary way of how I perceived applying to law school. It's just like how big uh, is the cushion just in case anything happens. Um, and I think the third topic that I really want to discuss within the law school chat is how important is like how important is how do first year or first gen law students or just law students in general um find happiness, right? Like, I think for me my biggest concern for myself is mental health and making sure that I am in a good space when I'm entering into this competitive field. And I think one skill that I've used pretty successfully throughout my life is zoning in, staying focused, and remembering who I am and what I feel is important, and taking myself out of spaces that are pretty toxic. Um, of course, I am human, so I can get into social media battles just like anyone else. But I have an ability to detach myself. And I want everyone to know that a certain level of detachment from this process is pretty essential to your well being, right? You are not your numbers. You are not people's comments towards you. You are an individual who is just as valid whether or not you go to law school. Of course, me as a black man, uh, I think diversity is something that I think is extremely important out of a pure selfishness, right? Because I think the more people of color in a space, the more open that space is to hear certain things about injustice. I think that diversity is important to the mission of expanding empathy. I think it's essential. I don't think you can have as empathetic an environment as possible if it is not diverse, because diversity includes stories, and stories lead to more awareness. But, you know, pushing that aside, if you are in a really, like for law schools and especially in T-14s, they're not as diverse as they could be. You will have to require yourself to protect your energy, protect your space, and this will lead you to, I think, protecting yourself. So, although I haven't gone to law school yet, I've been in pre-law programs, and even though they were even though they were incredible and amazing programs, um, the competitive nature of um, these programs is not unrecognized, right? I mean, people are anxious to tell their stories, their background, what's going on with the test, because we're in essence competing with each other on one test, which is how law school is. And there is a guardedness to everybody. Um, and I want everyone to know, right? Like, you shouldn't, if you know that's the environment you're going into, you know, please protect yourself, because when people are insecure and they don't know what's going on with their future, people are very likely to target and attack you to make themselves feel better. And I've been on the end of this and I know what happens. So just protect yourself, protect your feelings. People think you're a little boring because you're not going to rile yourself up. Let them think you're boring, right? As everything that you can do to make sure that your focus, your energy, your mission is accomplished and protected, please do. The legal world needs you, and we cannot allow a couple of naysayers to take you out. Sorry, that's my dogs. You guys know my dogs, champion. But we need you guys. So please continue applying. Stay fearless. Stay open. Thank you guys very much, and God bless. Okay, thank you.